You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, my Pelicans forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always saying, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
All right, big ups to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all for being in the stream, man. I'm giving round of applause and claps and shit, and y'all can't even hear what the hell I'm saying, man. That's what kind of damn night is. Man, for all things Pelicans, we appreciate y'all. And I hit the unmute button, and the shit still muted. That show you that the system is like, man, listen, bro, we don't want to hear nothing you got to say tonight. I mean, Pelicans, man, 132 to 91, they get their ass handled here, man. And it don't get any easier because the Pelicans, they get ready to they play tomorrow against, I think, a still undefeated Cleveland club. So shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for being in the stream. Big ups to the fam. We got DC chiming in all the way from his home here. DC, how you doing, sir? Shout out to you for being here. I know you had a gig to play, but listen, man, this was terrible, brother. 132 to 91 Pelicans got the issue. They got ran out of the building. We'll jump to Willie Green, who will give us the force and tell us to play to pod with joy. That's Willie Green. We just prior to the broadcast, we got off the phone with Willie Green, DC, and he told us tonight to pod with joy.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, he did. He said pod with joy, and use the force. Okay. Use the force. Yeah, pod with force. Also pod with pace. And
you got to be proud when you do it.
And be proud as you use the force to refrain for all negative emotions. So that's the word from Willie. We'll also hear from him in the post-press conference, brother. But the quick thoughts on what you've seen tonight before we hit the stats and then move to this post-game stuff.
The total opposite of everything Willie gave him praise for last game. And I guess that's understandable because your coach come out there and talking about how proud he is of you and all this shit, and you lost. It's like, what? the bar is so low, man. It's easy to impress coach. So let me go.
Well, DC obviously Willie Green obviously believes in the participation trophy. So, even though he'll tell you that there is no moral victories, but there obviously is moral trophies. I don't know what to say, man. Tonight, man, the Pels, they got the issue in Cleveland. You're right. Tech told me that Celtics got the best of Cleveland, so they stopped the hot Cleveland team.
Okay.
They 15-1 DC with 8 home wins, and we going up there, man. So it's going to be interesting.
I mean, we did a good job of almost doing something last time. Zion got hurt, but you got no Z. CJ McCollum still saying he coming back, but we got no deadline on that. Hawk ain't gonna be back till maybe the weekend. They pulled Carlo up from the G League to play him in garbage time minutes tonight. I would have loved to see Carlo in the JRE position to see how that would go. Maybe be a little bigger, but I guess it's gonna take Willie. Wait, what game are we into the new 10 games? Might be about another 7 or 8 games before we can see an adjustment.
15 games in DC. We 15 games.
Well, yeah, we got 5 more games before we can see Carlo get actual minutes to see if that can be something. Which, I mean, come on, look at this. 91-132. Carlo Makovich wasn't going to change the outcome of this game. We wasn't going to win this game. I mean, if Dallas going to show up and play how they played tonight, but you definitely could have put forth a better effort. And you would think the defense would be better, right? I know we got scoring issues. Well, there we go. Let's hear all about the force.
Get back into it.
Here we go.
Jedi.
Yep, with the force. Here we go.
Yeah, he's trying to be aggressive on the floor. He has some of the best defenders from each team on him. And, he's doing a good job finding his rhythm, taking shots when they're there. And he'll continue to get better as we go through this.
Defensively, 2 games before this one, it got better. You put a lot of guys out. Just, what did you see in the defensive end tonight?
I mean, we got beat. There's no way around it. Our guys went out and, they played hard, but we got beat tonight.
You proud of them?
We have to go back, watch some film on it, and see what areas that we can improve on.
CJ said at practice yesterday, he's never seen injury stuff like this with 6, 7 guys who are really important concurrently. And he said it's hard enough with 1 or 2 guys out. Have you seen anything like this in your time?
Not to my knowledge. I haven't seen it like this. No.
And you got a quick turnaround against a really good team. What are just the keys to try to put your best foot forward tomorrow against Cleveland?
Get off to a better start. Number one, come out and be disciplined in that area, taking care of the ball. Defensively, our game plan discipline. So we'll watch a little tape, watch a little film, and then just see what areas that we can improve on. But, they beat us tonight. They beat us across the board. No excuses on our part. We'll grow from this, learn, get better. All right. Thank you.
Very, very short
get better.
press conference here. We're gonna learn from this and get better. Well, we better. How sway. All right, Lex is
the
joined.
one thing we're supposed to be able to do, Q, is play defense.
I know, man.
This is like the worst defense I've ever seen.
I don't know what's going on.
And we was trading 2s for 3s and shit. Like it's just horrible, man.
But isn't that
how we fix this?
Bro, I don't. If his approach, and like I said, man, Willie, if he don't know anything about offense, his thing is supposed to be about defense. And it's just every game, it's these breakdowns, man. It's these communication issues. And they always happen. They're centered around the same aspect of the same portion of the game, happen the same way. I mean, it's what are we doing in practice here? I don't get, what are we doing in practice? Why is the same stuff keeps happening? It's like a bad rerun I keep having to relive over and over again. I thought these guys are supposed to be practicing and using the same template and the communication. And he's preaching communication. And even though I'm not expecting them to
They was doing
blow out a
direct
Dallas
accusations
Mavericks.
for Bradford, too.
Well, I get you on that, but I'm saying I don't expect them to blow out a Dallas team, and they about to end the damn press conference. They about to end the damn press conference. It was buffering like that. It's about to go off. But man, all I can say is at the end of the day, yeah, because they got to hit the beat pad. They got to go to Cleveland. But man, listen, I just don't get it, man. I don't expect them to hammer Dallas, but at the same time, at least be competitive, play defense, be a little smarter. So I mean, that second half was just ridiculous. They scored a total of what was it? 40 points? No, that can't be that. Yeah, basically, yeah, it was 20.
They got 91 points, bro. You can't have higher expectations than that.
I guess not. But Lex, I see you got your shades on tonight. DC is wearing his as well. You can't tell, but you can hear him on his face. So yeah. So it kind of let's talk about this before we hit the stats. This is the tradition at the PPR, man.
I have no shades, Q, and the Pelicans on. I just close my eyes.
You just listen to him, huh? You just listen to him. All right, but Lex, quick thoughts before we hit the stats about your favorite team, the New Orleans Pelicans. What you think? Hold on, Lex, before you even say that, DC, remember we talked about this last stream about, you got an extra pair? You got two of them you need to put on. Damn.
Wait, what?
Two of them. Lex had two. She got two. She got three pairs.
Lex got, oh, shit.
Hold on, Lex. We got to give you the main screen. Hold on, Lex. Hold on. Lex, do it again. She got 4. You gotta be kidding.
You know what that remind me of? That's like a Willie Green game plan.
4 pairs of shades on. Did it look any better, Lex?
Of the same thing.
And she got a hoodie on. There she go. That's when you know you're hiding, man. You're hiding.
Hey. You don't want to be noticed as a Pelican.
Look, the Pelicans didn't look good tonight, but I'm gonna look good tonight.
There you go.
Shoot,
man.
Shoot.
You know what though, Lex, is crazy because all the years we've been doing the Pelican post game report, it started the same time, right? DC is the sports coma, right? Didn't the PPR start the same as the sports coma? So it came out of the sports coma, matter of fact, and I just niched it down. But the thing is what's crazy about this whole thing is after all the years of covering the Pelicans and keeping it 110%, man, let me tell you, the Jason Kidd, him sitting up on the dollar, and he been there for 3 years now. Man, I remember sitting up here competing and yelling and fussing at the Pelicans to hire that man when he was sitting his ass up there on the bench with the Lakers. For like 2 or 3 years, he was on the bench as an assistant coach with the Lakers. And the Pelicans had an opportunity to go and get that guy. We talked about Gafford, that we wanted Gafford here. We advocated for us to get Gafford. The Pelicans set up there on their ass and let Dallas trade for that man. We were saying we wanted Gafford years ago because he would always play very well against Zion Williams.
Kyrie, too.
Talked about all this stuff, man.
TJ was there. Kyrie got traded.
Man, we was talking about all this stuff, and just to sit up here and watch these teams with these coaches and these players end around us like this, it's just absolutely amazing. But Lex, I'm sorry, I just wanted to throw that in there, man, because at times it get crazy when you just watching all this shit. You're like, man, we advocated for this guy. We wanted this guy. We was pushing all this kind of stuff, and just to see all of them ripping and running, they got all their people running, shooting the hell out of us, moving around, doing everything. We just can't seem to keep anybody healthy. Whole goddamn bunch of people sitting up on their ass on the injury list. Unbelievable. But go ahead, Lex.
Advocate for be awesome, man.
I mean, bro, we know what we're looking at, man. It ain't hard to tell, even though they pretend it is, But I'm sorry, Lex, floor is yours. What you think about tonight's matchup?
Well, I have a question.
Okay.
Is it ever okay, no matter what circumstances it is, to lose by 30 points?
Jessica got her shades on too.
It's one situation where it's okay, Lex, and that's if you're like a G League team and you playing a certified NBA team.
Tasha got her shades on too.
I got another question. Is it ever okay at any point for any reason under any circumstances, to lose by 40 points.
And Willie Green's response to that was what? What did he say?
We got to do better.
We got to do better.
DC asked the question. DC, you asked one word question, which was
we got to be better than this.
We don't have a time tonight, y'all. Okay? Do y'all feel it? Do you feel it, Big Q?
No.
Oh man, it was 41.
Young City got his shades on too.
Oh no, I know it was 41.
There was a shout out to Alvin Kamara.
I was making a point, like 40 points. Okay. If it got to 50, I would ask that question.
Damn, even the G League team.
Thank God it didn't get to the 50. It just got to 40. I'm sorry. Okay.
I mean, this might get worse tomorrow though. Lex, the way Cleveland running at it.
Look, like,
and they mad now. They lost.
I don't think there should be any reason under any circumstance. I don't care what the situation is, where you should lose by that much, man. Like ever.
Right.
Like at some point in time, like you're starting to see that the fact that the Pelicans don't have an identity, a strong system, okay, habits, winning habits that they've built, which they haven't. That was very clear on tonight. It was very loud and it was very clear. Stuff like this, when you start playing the top tier teams that know how to take care of business, they're not going to come in. Because let me tell you something. The Mavs did not approach this game, like, oh, it's the Pelicans. They were playing. They beat the brakes off. They showed we're here and y'all are here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what they did, and that's what they're supposed to do. Because any good team, especially if they have winning habits, they know how to win, and they have, guys are available, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You go in there and you do what you're supposed to be doing. And I know we, as fans, we talk about how, hey, with the Pelicans, when they play an opponent team, you beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. Well, guess what? Now the Pels are actually on the bottom tier of that. You know what I'm saying? Man. Where teams are looking at the Pelicans. Yeah, we beat the teams we supposed to beat. That's the Pelicans now. That's the Pelicans.
So we ain't circled on nobody calendar, huh, Lex? That's basically what
no, because it's the team like the Pelicans right now, it's like the Pelicans are like, that's a team you're supposed to beat. It's a reality check.
Yeah, I don't expect like this matchup here. You're going against we gotta just be running around, But my thing is 40 points and losing this way, even though you're hurt, you still gotta have you gotta still play with a scrappy edge. Yeah. And it just my commentary is that this team, and even though we're missing a lot of our 20-point scorers and effective players like a Zion, all these type of guys, and DeJounte's not there, all this. The crazy part is I just expect them to play smarter defensively. Don't turn the ball over, just better defensively. Don't, where's your pride? You don't let a team hang 40 points, a 40-point lead up on you. Where is that at? That's all I'm saying. It's like, well, if those guys are that bad, the next level guys are that bad, and they can't play effing defense, then why are they on your team? I mean, Willie Green is supposed to know how to at least coach your defense, man. Why we keep seeing the same stuff every game, like the breakdowns, and he has these general ass commentaries. Like we just got to do better. We just got.
We lost by 41 and we played hard. Why you lying to us, Willie?
But but this is the thing,
But
though.
you know what? Listen to what he's saying though.
He's not
If
gonna
you
say
think
nothing
about it,
negative.
if
He ain't
if
gonna
you
call
think
him out.
if you think about it, they did play hard.
Not for a full game,
They did
Lex.
play hard. No, they did play hard. They were actually playing hard. If you take the way that they played on tonight, the energy and how they played, but you change the opponent, change it to Portland, change it to Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? Like
They still lose by 15.
you still, well, for him,
They don't get
that's
40.
okay. That's okay. Like I think the thing is that maybe we're looking at it wrong. Maybe this is Willie seems perfectly fine.
Are we
Have y'all
looking at it
noticed that?
wrong? His team is 4-11. He's 1-6 on the road.
He's perfectly
And
fine, even with because the thing is, again, guys are out, and we already know what the narrative is. But it's like it doesn't have to be bad like this. I think that's what the problem is. It's
Lex,
like, where was the game plan?
in his back pocket.
No, because he don't have no counter moves. We know that.
Yeah, that's what I asked. I mean, what's Willie Green's 1-2 punch if he
Yeah,
can't switch
he
off?
doesn't.
What's the next
He's
move?
never had anything, and anything that he does have, he's so
Zone.
easy to figure out. He's so easy to figure out. Like opponent coaches do not have to work hard to come up with the game plan with whatever game plan Willie has.
No, you don't. And Jason Kidd was so not worried because James
Yeah.
Borrego wasn't walking out on that flow.
Exactly. But I mean, it's just I'm looking at just when they played zone, and I started laughing. The Mavs broke down that zone so bad.
I mean, I
It's
wonder
like the zone wasn't even there.
I wonder
And
what
and
Jason
then
Kidd thinks when he sees this. Like when he
look,
looks
when
at
they
what he's
play
trying to do.
against it, or when they're playing the zone, whatever,
Kid
or
look
if it's
disappointed,
offensive
bro.
end or defensive end, it's like y'all don't know how to play against the zone, and y'all don't know how to play the zone. So it's like
You gotta know how to communicate, though, man. Guys gotta know what to do. If you
They playing the
playing
zone, leaving the shooter open.
to be in the
Like,
zone,
like,
do you see they be in
how
the
do you
zone the
not-
wrong way?
what are you all practicing in practice?
I just asked that.
Yeah, I know, and I'm asking it again because how can you not know how to play a zone?
I don't know what's going on here.
I mean, I'm looking at the zone and I'm like, oh my Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that guy.
Oh my goodness. Why don't y'all just go back to man? Because that's basically
I'm about to try to tell
the
him, bro.
zone is looking worse than
Yeah,
man.
because you can't communicate. That's what I'm saying. The defense is like, man, if you're gonna play the zone, guys have to communicate.
Oh my,
They
I
have to
wanted
be able to
stop
communicate on the
because
floor.
it was hurting.
It's just crazy. And then there is no relief, man. We did this a couple of shows ago, and I wrote down all of the stuff. Like we did a basic breakdown on our injured players and their timelines. And remember, the closest guy coming back, well, two of them is right around the same time length that we broke down to CJ
might be
McCollum.
back. He
CJ
probably-
McCollum and
that ain't about
Jordan
to
Hawkins.
change nothing.
So CJ and Jordan Hawkins is coming back soon, right? We looked at December and then following that, after Hawkins and McCollum, we looking at DeJounte Murray and Herb Jones somewhere between December the 5th and 6th. And then 2025 is Zion Williamson. This is basically what we came up with. I don't think we're going to see Zion Williamson until probably January sometimes. And people say, Q, you tripping. Man, I ain't tripping shit. All I know is that this is history. We've seen them people put this guy on the shelf. Chicken. We tripping on some chicken. Chicken. That's Lexxah.
I'm still looking at like Jordan Hawkins, man, who was supposed to be injured for one.
Wrote it down.
he gonna be back this weekend. That
Hey.
got to be about 3 weeks.
Hey,
Like,
hey, remember, DC, how long was it, Alex? How long ago was that show we did when we were sitting up here breaking down that scouting report about Zion's the
about 2
hamstring?
shows ago.
No, it
That
wasn't
was
too.
just
No,
a stream ago or
no,
2
That was last
streams.
stream.
no, that was longer. Remember, we went and we was looking up the strain severities to figure it out because we didn't
Yeah,
believe what
I
they were
thought it was
saying.
2 streams ago.
Oh,
I
you
think-
talking
At
about
the
the
most,
one
it
when we
might be
focused,
3.
the one we focused on Zion.
Yes, that
yeah.
was like 2 weeks ago, about a week or 2 ago, maybe
I
more
would
than
say,
that.
I would say a week.
Okay,
'Cause I remember that's still
like
fresh.
about exactly 7 days. Like it might have been like a last Sunday, Saturday, or something like that. Or
yeah, but
Friday.
that's what I'm saying. Because remember, we didn't believe what they were saying because Willie Green kind of said a little bit more than what he was supposed to say in the press conference. Y'all remember that when he said
Survive.
that the doctor said that he shouldn't
Oh,
come
per
to the
doctor's
game or
order?
something like that. Per doc, yeah, he wasn't supposed to come to the game per doctor's order. Or he couldn't walk on it per doctor. I was like, hold on, what? Y'all remember
and then,
that?
And then Jose went to his house and caught the hamstring anyway.
I don't remember that part, DC, but yeah, you got that on there. I don't know what to
I'm
say
just
about
saying
that.
it was
But we
it was a
but see, we don't
contagious
believe.
hamstring.
But all I'm saying is I'm bringing light to the flock that we called this out. We didn't believe what they were saying. And then remember there was switching hamstrings. Remember that? It was one, it was supposed to be the right. Then somebody said it was the left and all this kind of stuff. Y'all remember that? And we didn't believe them. And then look what happens. Look what happens. So like I said, man, it's one of these situations, man, where we just don't believe. And that's why I said we looking at here. I said probably 2025 you see Zion Williamson back from some hamstring strain. Say that 5 times in a row. Jan, thank you, bro. Says I don't care.
I
Jan
say
says
before the All-Star break.
I say January, DC. We still in the same timeline because that would be before the All-Star break. You saying a couple of days before the All-Star, but we've been here before, bro.
Yeah,
We've been here
the
before,
All-Star.
man.
You're not gonna be able to, qualify for the All-Star game. So
We've been here before, man.
well
We've been here before. We've been here
Zion
before.
always ramp up after the All-Star.
That yeah, it's gonna be. But isn't it gonna be a ramp up period for all these hurt players? All of them gonna have ramp up periods. You know
what?
In minute restriction. Hold on, Lex, just a second. Let me get Jan out the way and then I give you the flow. Jan, thank you, says, I don't care what anybody says. This is David Griffin's mess and his ass should be fired. Him and Willie, y'all keep the heat on these people. Shout out to PPR, the #1 Independent Pelicans Podcast. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man. Much love. We're gonna fight the power. All right, Lex, go ahead. It's up to you. I felt kind of Hamptonish right there, right quick. Go ahead.
Nah, I just wanted to add that you never hear other teams or players talking about they ramp up. Has anybody ever heard anybody else talk?
I haven't paid that much attention.
I
DC,
mean,
what about you?
I've paid very close attention to that because like the very first time I heard it was Zion, I actually remember we did a few shows where we talked about GMs around the league, how they dealt with injuries, how they would report them in a press conference, and then we continue getting on David Griffin ass because nobody does this shit. No, when they say a player is coming back or a player is about to come back, it don't mean he got to go through 5-on-5 and a 1-on-1 and 3. I'm sure they do that, but them coming back is a part of when they talk about it. Like when they start interviewing players and shit, they're going to be back like, that game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the next game, like when you put the microphone in CJ McCullough's face Friday, the expectation is he'll be playing Tuesday. Maybe he'll play tomorrow. Let's see if he play tomorrow. He might not want to play him with his back-to-back. But you got Jordan Hawkins, the mic in his face too, and then you come out and say, well, he'll be back this weekend. It's like, bro, we are the only organization that does this shit.
Yeah, but
like a mystery box of whether our players gonna play or not. Like every game, you just kind of wondering. It's weird, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's and a lot of that, like how they behave with David Griffin, is behind Zion Williamson. And then the Pelicans doubled down with the signing of Zion Williamson to make him the future. I understand that, but they have to also continue to invest resources into the medical staff as well. We definitely have to do that. One physical therapist is not enough. Look at all these injuries. They were doing good last year. They have actually got them to get 70 games. And then we seem to be trending in the opposite direction now. So at some point, it's still very early on. The Pelicans have to be kind of reassess this medical thing a bit, see if they can do something here. Look at the data, do something to be able to try to offset this situation. But Lex, go ahead. You still was talking.
Oh no, I was just asking a question. I just never heard anybody else talk about no ramp up and all that stuff. You know, guys, they don't even mention that. They just like, all right, you're ready, and go out and play.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out why is it such a huge process with the Pelicans? Like, y'all just need to play. All this rest and stuff, I think it's too much rest because these guys' bodies clearly are not ready and prepared for the rigors of an 82-game season. And I said that last week. That's what the problem is. You have to properly prepare your body for an 82-game season. You have to. And Antonio Daniels, that's one thing that, like, when he explained that, when, you know, he was talking about when he was with the Spurs, he talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about it. Like, they would have training camp for a month. This is before preseason. And they were going at it. And it just seems like, you know, really it's not just a Pelicans problem. I know obviously, you know, we're focused on the Pelicans, but this is like a league problem. They've never seen so many stars out like this before. This has never happened. Never. So that means it's like, well, what were you all doing right in the past? And what are you doing wrong in the present?
I know it's a league-wide situation, but, you know, it's just another one of those things we have to adapt to. That's just what it is, because they're not going to stop the season. You know, it's still a trophy up for sale. I mean, not for sale, but up for to be won.
Go on and speak of that. That works.
Oh yeah. You know, but this is the thing, though. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's like we still have to adjust and adopt. I mean, everybody's going through it. I mean, we obviously are getting it a little bit worse than some teams, but at the same time, they're not going to give us an exemption or anything. Not in terms of wins and losses. We still have to figure a way to win some games. Now we're 4-11 right now, 1-6. We then will cycle to Cleveland, who just lost their first game. And the Pelicans mentality has to be, man, we have to stay afloat until we start getting some of the big guns back. That's the mentality of Willie Green. That's why you see a lax, like today's press conference.
But you know what?
Very lax Willie Green there.
That is way too relaxed if you're trying to stay afloat.
But how is that different than any time we seen Willie though, Lex?
That's true. Because the thing is, this is the same when he does have everybody back and he still can't figure out rotations. He still has, you know, just he doesn't have a counter. There's no other gear. There's no adjustments. Like, this stuff has been consistent in the wrong direction. So it's like, okay, we know everybody's out, but Willie, you were having problems with this when you did have everybody. And that's what's really sad. That's what's really sad, is because if you can't figure things out with everybody, what do you think's going to happen when guys are really out? Just like now, it's going to show even more, dude. You're not doing your homework. You're not. You have no creativity or imagination on plays. You're last in defense. Okay. Everybody knows defense is Willie Green's bread and butter.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah. And you're 30. So
Well,
you're
like
not
it's because of the
excelling there.
injuries.
You're not excelling with, obviously offensively. It's like, dude, these are things that we were talking about, even with, a winning record. But the thing is, when you have bad habits, those bad habits can come back and bite you in the butt if they're not addressed. Because look at what's happening now. It's to the max, and you can clearly see, look, we already know guys are out. But that's why I asked the question. Is it okay under any circumstances, under any situation, to lose by 40 points?
No,
Willie said it's okay when the guys play hard.
absolutely
so if
not.
the answer's no, it's like, dude, we're seeing that the things that you were having problems with before when guys were available, you're still dealing with those, and it's 100-fold. It's 100 times worse. It's like you can't keep doing the same things and expecting different results. That's insanity, man. It's insanity. And we're seeing that.
Well,
We've
you
been
can be
talking about it.
you could be insane, Lex. You can continue to do the same thing over and over again if the guy that's running
And
the insane
but
asylum is
and expecting
saying
different results, that's really crazy.
well, I'm just saying he could keep doing the same thing over and over again if the guy that's running the asylum is just as crazy as he is. I mean, it's just, but see, this is the thing to justify a coaching change in terms of David Griffin, because that'll look bad on David Griffin to have fired a third coach and as many as what's going on in 6 years. So he'll have 3 coaches or 4 coaches within 6 years. To think about that.
You're
But
gonna
the
get
thing
fired
is,
anyway if you keep going down this path.
well, he eventually, I said it at the start of the year. He improves or he will get fired. This is the year when people like what that happened with Dennis
Yeah,
Allen.
I know you were
People-
saying that.
People were saying Dennis Allen wasn't going to get fired from he's the head coach of the Saints. I said no, he's going to get fired because it's only so. I used the Tupac line. It's only so long fake thugs can pretend, and that is exactly what happened with Dennis Allen. Yeah, fake thug. That's what Pac said. But this is the thing though. It's the same thing happened. That same energy will follow. Fired is Freudian slip, but follow Willie Green as well, because I don't care about the injuries, because people are gonna say, well, they're struggling because of the injury. Imagine what they would look like if they had everybody. Well, the point of the matter is you're living in fantasy world, because the Pelicans as an organization have always, especially with Zion Williamson, have always had a myriad of different injuries that have prevented them from reaching their full capacity and their potentiality together. They've always had this, to the point where we were fussing at them to do something about the medical staff, and they ultimately decided to change the medical staff. Things have gotten better, but it appeared that change happened right at the end or right at the beginning of another change that dealt with a whole nother situation in terms of the injuries and the fragility of some of these NBA players. And look like then we just got it on the back. And you see what I'm saying, Alex? Right before it jumped to something else. And now we got to adjust again, which means we weren't at the cusp of it. We was at the tail end of it. Now we have to then adjust again, because this is not going to end. The NBA is not going to sit up here and say, hey, man, we need less games. They're not going to do that. This silver dude is nothing like David Stern. He's nothing like Stern. Stern didn't want nothing to do with Las Vegas. He didn't want the image of the game blurred by betting and gambling and all that shit. He didn't want nothing to do with Vegas. This silver dude here, he all about $1. All about $1. The officiating is going down, and they talking about changing the NBA All-Star game up, where they have 3 teams of such and such an amount of players competing with other guys. They're talking about more. So they just signed that big contract, and plus they talking about expansion of 2 more teams. That dude's not going to stop none of this.
About expanding, having NBA teams in other countries.
See, they talking about doing like a foreign league.
But you can kind of see the vision.
Well, they already got that
going for,
because them NBA universities. That's all the stuff that's happening in Europe, because NBA has money in all these different foreign leagues.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
That's their leagues. A lot of those leagues they secretly own. They got or they're majority owners in these leagues. The NBA universities, like they got NBA Africa and all these little leagues they got going. All that's the NBA. They just basically monopolizing the pro basketball world. That's why they messed over LaVar Ball and got that G League, because the G League was supposed to be. It started with even with Isaiah Thomas, when Isaiah Thomas bought the Continental Basketball Association, the CBA. He bought him with the idea that he would take that league to the NBA and let them turn it into a developmental league. They told him no. So what he did was instead of competing, he just sold the league and bankrupted the league, and then took his stinking ass back to the NBA just to take a board job somewhere with one of these teams. They were pissed about that because the CBA was a viable league. Now, why would you give up being the commissioner and the owner of your own league to go back and be a worker for somebody else? Hey, that's what he did. But at the end of the day, the LaVar Ball thing, where he was doing his thing, even with the Ice Cube thing. Ice Cube was talking about them destroying this league. Right. Silver is ruthless. It's a monopoly situation. They want to be the basketball gods of the entire planet. That's what's going on.
And there's some other things within that too, because even with the big three, that's owned by a brother. That's enough, and he's getting a lot of support. And I mean, I know Kyrie, he mentioned it as far as, what if, a group of basketball players, you know what I'm saying? What if we start our own league? That's a problem. Why is that a problem?
Because the NBA
90% of the NBA is who?
It's the brothers.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a concern. Why? Because who brings in the money?
That's true, but as you go further up into the echelon of the NBA, that thins out. And see, that's still a method that's been used time over. They don't. Most of the owners of the leagues, they don't care about that, But as you go further up in the echelon of these organizations, it thins out. But the thing is, I applaud the fact that they're saying, "Hey, instead of being the labor, let's be the owners of our own stuff." I applaud that. The NBA didn't like that because Ice Cube wasn't the first to do this. They had others that did this, and their leagues got choked out because the fact that the NBA has relationships with these communication giants. And Ice Cube said this. He said that he was told that if the NBA told these other communication people that if they gave him a deal or it did business with him, they would lose business with the NBA. And Silva has set it up now where he's talking about playing he'll have it set up when it kicks in that they'll have a basketball game on every damn day of the week. So they all, and then the money behind the Vegas and these betting odds, I think the NBA's get, all this kind of stuff. They're making tens of billions of dollars. That's more money than they ever made before. And the NFL, all these leagues are following suit. But the NBA is different than the NBA. The NFL is more conservative. The NBA has money tied with China and all these other places. They got it all over the place. They're everywhere.
We're starting to see like leagues like the Drew League, because they're really starting to try to, because LeBron, like he's played in the Drew League.
Mm-hmm.
And the NBA was like, because I remember when that came up, they were like, they didn't do it this year because of the Olympics. But they actually tried to get in on that because LeBron was playing in it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wait a minute. Like, we gotta, air that, you know what I'm saying? To, just to be affiliated. But there's a lot of leagues that are popping up. There's a lot of leagues. And I think with Big Three, the way that they're doing it, because Big Three is really grown. I mean, I think they got 2 more teams added to the Big Three.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of them's down in Texas. I forget where the other one is, but they're growing. They're growing like very fast, and they trying to keep up because no competition's out there. So,
well, the NBA
are trying to monopolize, like you said. They trying to shut that door.
Well, they followed the Rockefeller method. The Rockefeller method, he said this, he used to teach all his initiates. He said that he used to teach them that competition is a sin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because Rockefeller and his people could never compete in a competitive market. So a person that doesn't have a superior product would say competition is a sin. That's why they would do dirty shit like set up certain little situations to happen so they collapse the market. And then once they collapsed the market, the people was in place during that time period to buy up all those businesses for nothing on the dollar. And that's how they created the monopoly system. So nothing happens by chance, but that's how they play games. They don't want any competition. So I was surprised that Silver told them no. I thought Silver would just go and buy the big three out and just take them and then eliminate them like Gates used to do. Gates did that. Upcoming tech companies.
Let that happen.
Well, tech companies do that. Gates did that. He would find all these when he was still in tech before he moved on out of there. He would buy up all these different tech people that were just five, he talking about the top 20 or top 10 companies. He would go and give them two or three times what their company's worth, buy them up and close them down. That's just what some of these guys do because they have the money to buy out their competition especially upcoming competition. That's how they participate. That's called crony capitalism. That ain't got nothing to do with real capitalism. Don't get it constricted. Capitalism and crony capitalism is two separate things. Capitalism is you're a poor ass dude from America. You're a poor ass family, but you work your ass off and invest your money, buy real estate. You can be rich within that generation. You could change the fortunes of your entire family. That's capitalism. Crony capitalism is what I just described from Rockefeller, telling you it's a sin, bottoming out the market, destroying other businesses, buying up for pennies on a dollar, and then growing this business that way. That's crony capitalism. But anyway, that's a kind of, we went to a whole nother business clash right now because goddamn it, the Pelicans ain't giving you nothing. So we might as well kind of drop some games, some interesting shit on your ass right now, right?
It
right?
all ties in. This all ties in, Big Q. That's good stuff.
Well, let's jump here. I'm sorry, Lex. Not go ahead. What you was about to say?
Oh no, I was just. You can go on. You good? Yeah,
and John says Willie's a great human being on cue with Big DC. He's a great human being, brother. All right, so here, I hear you, Lex. I got you on that.
Nice man.
She's such a nice man. All right, let's get into it, man. This is not nice stats here, though, DC. It's not good, man. All right, tonight the Pels 31 of 78 for just 40% from the field. 3-point shooting by the Pelicans were 11 of 32 for 34.4%. The Mavericks were 49 of 93 for almost 53%. The Mavericks were 14 of 31 from downtown for 45.2%. Pelicans did get 20 attempts from the foul line. They were 18 of 21 for almost 86%. That's very commendable. The Mavericks got 20 of 25 for 80%. Mavs did out rebound the Pelicans 48 to 37. That's something that we were doing very well over the last couple of games. The Mavericks 26 to 19 on the assists, 12 to 9 on the steals. Mavericks weigh 7 to 3 to blocks. Mavericks weigh Pels had 21 turnovers, in which they gave up 28 points off those 21 turnovers. The Mavericks had 12 turnovers.
Y'all looking for our identity? There you go.
There it is. And then, of course,
the identity trending in the right direction.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We know the identity trending in the wrong direction.
The fast break game tonight, Mavericks won that as well. They had 25 points more than the Pelicans in fast break, 35 to 10. They also beat the Pelicans. This is a consistent stats in terms of points in the paint. So they out fast broke us 35 to 10, and they beat us in the paint 66 to 34. That's been a very troubling trend that we've been seeing over the last several games. The physicality of the Pelicans in the paint, they've been getting beat by a myriad of different teams. And then, of course, we move into the other situation tied to this, man. This is the individual statistics, if you can stand them. The leader tonight was 19 from Trey Murphy III. In 29 minutes, he finished with 19 points, 5 rebounds, a steal, and an assist, 5 of 13 from the field, and 2 of 7 from downtown. He was perfect from the foul line, 7 of 7. BI finished with 17 points in 33 minutes, 6 of 15 from the field. He was 2 of 4 from downtown, 3 of 4 from the foul line. He did have 5 turnovers, but he had 5 rebounds, 4 assists to go along with that. And you can look at the plus minuses off the chain, minus 18, minus 21, minus 35, minus 12, minus 50. Good Lord. And then, of course, 14 points from Green. He finished with 30 minutes of action, 14 points, 5 rebounds, and a block in the matchup for him. 10 for Brandon Boston in 30 minutes, 10 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. He was 4 of 11 from the field, 2 of 5 from downtown for Brandon Boston. Yves Missi tonight in 23 minutes had 3 points to go along with 9 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block for him today. And then off the bench, 11 from Jeremiah Robinson Earl in 25 minutes. He had 11 points, 7 rebounds, and assists, and a steal. 9 from Antonio Reeves in 7 minutes. He came in and got a couple of 3-pointers. Later on in the game during garbage time, Jalen Noel didn't get to 16 or really score his type of points tonight. He struggled, had only 4 points and 4 assists in 21 minutes, 2 of 9 from the field, 0 of 3 from downtown in the matchup. Jamal Cain did get some action in 18 minutes. He had only 2 points. He got to the foul line, 2 from Trey Jemison in 17 minutes, 1 assist and a rebound for him in the matchup. Carlo did get in, didn't record any stat. Oh, he had a turnover and 3 personal fouls in 7 minutes of action.
What?
So no,
Oh my gosh. I
no
don't hear
Tice.
anyone talking about Makovich.
No Tice.
Oh
No.
my
Nah,
god.
he was out there defending at the rim. He got most of the fouls, but he was at least trying. Lex, when
He was
all
trying.
quit. Him and Antonio
Yeah,
Reeves were
everybody
the
was
only 2
trying.
people trying.
I know. I know a lot of people wanted to see Carlo. He was able to get. I know AD was saying he was. He mentioned them too.
You
But
gonna pick up fouls too when it's just like a open drag strip lane to the paint. It's like no resistance.
I got you.
Yeah. So I mean, these are the statistics, as ugly as they are, and then the real messed up part is, y'all guys feel free to chime in. I know you guys pretty much broke down a lot of stuff that you've seen tonight. They just got steamrolled by the Mavs tonight. It doesn't get any easier because the team that really got this shit together, Cleveland, is up next. Cleveland is 15-1 and 8-0 at home, and the Pelicans are 1-6 on the road. They traveled to Cleveland on a back-to-back. More than likely, think about this too, fam. We might not see Trey Murphy in the back-to-back game. Remember the last back-to-back game, he missed it. I don't know if he's still on the minute restriction. We'll see. But
Can you take that word "might" out of your vocabulary? Because Trey was out there playing with Carlo, so we know we're not gonna see Trey.
DC, I was thinking that when I was like, man, we got a back-to-back. Why is Trey Murphy out there, Willie?
Because he's not playing tomorrow.
That's what it is. I was like, man, why is he doing? But there you go. So, but anyway, the Maverick stuff, DC, Lex, please feel free if y'all got anything left on the Mavs before we jump to Cleveland.
Burn the tape. Go ahead, Lex. You got it.
What's that, DC?
I don't
Burn the
have
tape.
Burn the tape.
Nothing to see. I mean, there ain't nothing to see there.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to see.
Shoot,
Hey, you ain't lying.
do you want to burn the tape for Cleveland too? That's
Well, I mean, that game ain't happened yet.
Yes.
Come on,
You know
take your Miss Cleo.
Why don't we
hat
just
off
be
and
proactive
hold up,
instead of
hold up,
reactive?
Hold up.
Oh dang!
I got the lighter ready right now. I burned the shit right
Yeah,
there.
Memorial. Huh?
Yeah, right now, man.
The
Barry.
lights is up.
Goodness gracious!
R.I.P. to the Pelicans. God damn,
Oh,
we ain't
It's
even-
too early for that, DC. What you talking about,
See,
bro? It's too
if
early
you
for that.
thought the
It ain't
Dallas
never too
game,
early to be proactive.
man, if you thought the Dallas game was ridiculous, wait till y'all see the matchup indicator for this Cleveland game. I didn't think it could get any worse.
And not only that, Cleveland lost to the Celtics by 3 points.
Right.
So they're gonna look to get back on track
Exactly.
to their winning ways.
Yep.
Because trust me, they still on that high as far they 14-1, y'all.
Shit.
Oh,
Winning
shoot.
feels
You on
good,
a
Lex.
mission.
Winning
it
feels
does.
great.
Yeah. They on a mission. They on a mission. So they looking to make it 15-1.
So I guess we can jump here and go to it then, because that's the game matchup indicator has the Pelicans less than 11%. They got them at 89.4%. I've not seen it higher than that. I think I've seen it 90 something before.
You've seen it 90%? I don't
I've
think
seen
I've
it at
ever
90%
seen somebody
before.
with a 10% chance of winning. That's insane.
It simply is what it is, my
If
friend.
the Pels win, they basically saying if the Pels win this game, we should have a parade in the French Quarter like we done when the Saints won the Super Bowl. That's basically what they're saying, bro.
Yeah, but you know what?
Like, it ain't a chance in hell.
But the thing is, the crazy part about it, that's why they play the games, right? Like the Lakers game, a lot of people felt the same way about the Lakers game. Like, man, they're going to run the Pelicans out of the building. The Pelicans don't have a chance. And what the Pelicans did, the Pelicans went in there and played. They ain't play a full game, because if they had played a full game, they would have surprised the Lakers. But they played like 3/4 of a game. You know, they played 3/4 of a game.
Played back to back.
But
They
yeah.
played
But
good until they needed their coach's help.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, DC, the thing is, they didn't. Not too many people, including us, didn't give the Pelicans a chance against the Lakers.
Well, I know
mean, that's because we just know the team.
If the players give the team a chance of being in the game, Willie Green is gonna coach them out of the game at the end of it. So it's like you really gotta have this magnificent effort from your star guys to kind of win with Willie. And
but after 40
and BI, that's kind of what we have.
But can't y'all see it? I'm asking both of you guys.
What's
Can't
up?
y'all see a situation where the Pelicans just got embarrassed by the Mavericks on the road by 41 points?
Yeah.
So they had to lead at 41 points. They got beat. So you are going up against a team that's 15-1, probably the best team in the NBA right now. Playing the way they're playing is Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
So if that is indeed the case and you lose by 40, wouldn't that be incentive for the Pelicans to play harder to try to get a win?
No.
Just saying.
Not necessarily. You know why?
Because of Willie Green, right?
No. Well,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you said that, but what I'm saying is that this team has not established winning habits.
That's true.
I keep going back
That's what
to
I was
that.
thinking, but that's true too.
I'm about to say identity.
Yeah, I mean that goes along with it. Like, this team has struggled in Willie Green's whole tenure. They haven't established winning habits. When you don't have that established, that expectation, it's like, look, guys, like, how many times have we seen the Pelicans come out and they don't have energy? Like, they don't even look like they're engaged to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we seen that?
Pretty much every
Far too
game
much.
since everybody been
Yeah.
hurt.
Far
It's
too
like
much.
the thing is,
Come out
they have
sleepwalking.
so much like bad habits as far as non-winning habits that it's like it's hard when they're actually trying to like play like they're playing like, hey, let's come out with the right energy, let's get off to a great start, let's move the ball. The thing is, it doesn't last. You know why? Because it's not a habit. It's not consistent. That's why it only lasts. Like against the Lakers. Against the Lakers, they played the first half. They played with energy. They came out the right way. I was like, wow, they actually look good. The ball was moving. What happened in the third quarter? They went back. They reverted back because they're not used to it. And that's what happens when you're not used to playing at a high level, bringing it every night, playing with energy, playing with that effort, playing that with like you're hungry to get a win. Like, when you're not playing like that, it's so easy to revert back to a bad habit. That's a muscle. All this is muscle memory. That's what all this is. And that's what's been hurting this team. That's why I always, we joke about it, but that's all I always talk about, my C word. Because the thing is, you're not being consistent in bringing it every night. That's how you know
Crippin.
that's the difference between top tier teams
Correct.
and the lower tier
Yes, sir.
teams. That's the difference.
I agree, Lex, but I like to add a point, and
Okay.
this what popped in my mind first. But when I think about it, it actually still fits in what you're saying. I just want to point out the platinum excuse that they have of everybody being hurt. Oh man, they are holding on to that.
Oh yeah, they going
as a
in on it.
team.
Don't underestimate that power of the
Yeah.
injury excuse.
What? Man, that's like being the
I'm not
hall
trying to hear
monitor
it
when you
either.
was in school. You know, you get to be the hall monitor, and you just in the hallway, and you always got a green light to be in the hallway. That's how they use that goddamn excuse for the
Yeah.
injuries, and that goes from the front office to the coaches, and it goes all the way down to the players.
Damn.
But when you think about it, it fits perfectly with what Lex is saying, because a team with bad habits or loser mentality or non-winning habits will always have an excuse.
DC, read Denzel Allen's
Ooh,
comment.
say that again. That was tough.
A team
Say
with
what
bad habits or non-winning habits will always have an excuse. So
And it's a losing mentality.
It's a losing mentality because it's always going to be a reason. And if you're into buying into the excuse, you know, it'll sound believable or convincing.
Yeah.
But
They trying
it's
to
one
push that
thing,
from the fan base.
right? It's one thing to be
They always
like,
do that.
you know, everybody is hurt, right? As fans, you know, we're supposed to say that, or because if you got a winning team, right?
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on,
DC.
Yo,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I never hit mute. But if you got a fan base, you know, they're kind of supposed to say that. You're supposed to be like, as a team, like a never say die mentality, never have an excuse mentality. Like, we got to be better. This is unacceptable. You're supposed to get mad and everything, like everybody there, you know, but they kind of, sometimes they say it, sometimes they don't. Because they, you know, Willie Green, we don't want to make excuses. But on another night,
they do.
well,
They'll
some
turn around
guys
and
are coming back.
and make
Guys are coming
excuses.
back, and we're getting a few guys back, and da 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 da. But you know, tonight we don't want to make excuses. But
CJ ain't
we've made
about
excuses for
that.
several other losses.
Yeah, but
So it's
DC,
like,
this is the thing too. Let me ask you this: you making great points, man. Let me add this to it because brother Dan's throwing that in there too. Dan is saying, you know, how do you explain the 49 wins that we got last year? Now, see, I said the same thing.
I told you that.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. That's what I was
Winning
saying. It's
games
like,
on talent.
but you were blowing teams out last year. A great deal of those wins were blowout wins, and we beat some pretty damn good teams there.
We got a dude who is in Dallas right now that just gave us 15 points and was looking for blood at the end of the game that we had on our bench. We got a dude in Atlanta starting that then had 5 20-something point games, getting 6 steals every goddamn game for 5+ games. Over there starting that was on our bench. You got a guy in Larry Nance that's at one point he was leading the damn league in a 3-point percentage that we had as our small ball center that done wonders for us. We had a guy in JV that would get benched. That's a starting caliber center, although he's not starting over there in the Wizards. He ain't crying and complaining. He being the same old JV, consistent professional. And I think his personality was good to have for this team because he was a true professional, man. You know, you never heard JV crying or complaining about the Willie thing, even though we knew he was mad. Anytime he started, he gave you a double.
More reason to complain than anybody.
Right, and he never did.
No,
never did. So it's like we had these players on our bench along with, you know, the starting guys that we got, and everybody healthy for the most part. So okay, with all of that and no injuries, yeah, I could see them winning 49 games and blowing people out no matter who the damn coach is if they deciding to go out there and win. So I don't attribute that to Willie because, I mean, it's only, 4 or 5 more games from the previous season where we were like, it was an epic failure or extreme letdown, right? No, it might have been more than 4, maybe 7 more games or whatever. I remember we got the previous season for like 39 or
Yeah, everything was a step
41 or something. Right. But you see all of that, and then you look at coaching, and I can't look at the 49 wins and be like, oh, Willie was awesome when we were like 0-24 in games we didn't have the lead in the fourth quarter. You know, any game where we were trailing in the fourth quarter, we were like 0-24,
which will require strategy.
Third quarter was also an issue too.
That's true. So you know what that tell me?
That teams make adjustments.
Denzel, my brother, you had some good comments tonight. But would that tell
read
me,
that comment though, DC? Because this is pretty
and
good.
Again, I keep telling people I live in Miami. He culture is real. The Pelicans have no culture, no standard, no identity, no consistency. Every game feels different in every way. It's bad.
Shout out to DC.
It's good.
DC, man, read the piss out of that. Shout out to Tasha too. Let's give her a round for work for DC.
Because you can't see. There's some prescription sunglasses so you can read.
All right. Also, DC, read this.
Anyway, I was trying to finish
this one too.
God damn, bro.
Read that one
got
too.
My damn point now. Go ahead, you read it, Lex. I'm done.
Go ahead, DC. Read this. We'll go along with your point.
I forgot.
Just read it. It'll bring your point back.
Blue Jay 44. There you go. Can't establish a winning culture when you don't win. No, you cannot. Can't do it. Won't do it. It's impossible.
That's good. The flock is dropping some great science.
But what I was trying to end with, man, is it just makes me think of the fact we won 49 games, and then looking at that 0-24, that could have very easily have been a 60-win team with a good coach. That's what I see.
Man, DC Thomas got a good one. Man, a family bringing it tonight, bro. Read this one, DC. Check this one out.
Y'all know Cleveland Cavaliers won 51 games last year, and they still fired their coach. And now they 15-1 to start the year.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
That's it. When you don't settle, you're not happy with mediocrity. That's kind of what happens.
Exactly. Oh, you say that again. Say that again, DC.
DC dropping some
when
bombs
you don't settle and you're not happy with mediocrity.
That's it.
Talk, boy.
That's it. That's it. Everybody talking about this 49-33 record, whatever it is. Hey, man, listen.
What does it mean, though?
You can't exactly. That's what I've been asking.
In front of everybody.
Look, what is
I don't
all
even
that
remember
mean?
that season. Now.
And if you look at those games, the Pelicans were not like. You look at Cleveland.
That's Griffin's former team too, Lex. That's another one there too.
Cleveland is winning in different ways. They're blowing teams out. They're winning ugly games. They're winning pretty games. Okay, they're coming from behind and taking the lead and winning those games. They're winning all types of ways, and they're playing the same way each night. Like, the how part is the most important thing. When you look at the Pelicans games, they haven't been doing that. The only way the Pelicans were winning last season is in blowout wins. That's it. Go back and look at them. And that's the part that you have to dissect more into, okay, why are the Pelicans 49? Why do they have that winning record? Then you have to go in, okay, well, how many close games did they win? Did you bother to check that out? Like, anybody can look on paper and look at that record and be like, oh yeah, the Pelicans were great. And that's what Griff was doing.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's
right.
corporate. That's corporate, people.
Yeah.
But the thing is that You have to look. Corporate is all about what looks good on paper. Oh, a winning record. Oh, yeah. That looks great. No. Do your homework. Do your homework. What's going on? What is it that we don't see? We know what's on paper, but what is it that they're not telling you? Well, guess what? They were like 0-27 in games determined by 5 points or less. 3 points or less. Like, these are factual. These things are true. And that's the part that, a lot of fans, like, they're not looking into those things. Like, you cannot expect to do a lot when you're just blowing a team out. Because the thing is, in the playoffs, guess what, people?
Man, that ain't happening.
It's
Them
not
dudes
happening.
The strategists.
Maybe one time, maybe 2 times, but no. You're not going to be blowing teams out. It's the playoffs. It's a different breed.
Man, listen. When the Pelicans get to the playoffs, man, it's coaching is called upon they'll get there based on the talent once they get healthy, right? I do think that, but I'm saying once you get there, that's when
that dude don't have no counterpunch.
I'm saying though, no
counterpunch.
It's not guaranteed, bro. I mean, they should, but the way they're looking, bro.
I'm just saying.
I told you about that whole.
It's still too early.
They need to be afloat, right? It is early, but at the same time,
you saying they gonna make it? Like, I'm just saying they ain't guaranteed to make the playoffs.
I'm saying they can make
the West is mean right now.
I hear you, but I'm saying
we not done sliding, bro. We still gonna be a while before we get at least one of the pieces back that I think could help turn this around. I don't think
defense is out of whack.
I don't think Hawk and CJ fixed this, man. With
that's about Thanksgiving.
With the opponents we got coming up,
Hawk and CJ gives you some 3-point shooting. Not a lot on defense.
Pull up the schedule and put it up there.
Hold on, DC. Let me go through it because I will, but I don't want it to drag on because we got to be back here tomorrow night.
So about Cleveland.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, we still got to kind of go into our little.
We ain't got to cover the Cleveland game, bro. Them people gonna come out there balling out, bro. You already know that. We can move on and just. What game is after Cleveland?
Bro, listen, bro. We still
need to see where we get some wins, man.
Oh shoot, we talked about that too. Oh, Cleveland is the Warriors.
The way she said that.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, they smelling barbecue chicken.
Damn.
No, all I'm saying is that I do.
Maybe we could steal one from Toronto. So that's 3 losses right there.
Saying,
that's 4-14.
All I'm saying is, DC, listen.
It's a big hole.
They got hurt. I know, but this is the big part of it. Like, they all got hurt early in the year, which means you'll get them back soon. I mean, you'll have Hawkins and McCollum back around
this week.
Thanksgiving.
This week, bro, before Thanksgiving.
Okay, good. You have then after that, the next guys you're looking at.
But hold up, I just want to point out one thing before you keep going and selling, the little bit of hopium. We do need to sell some of it on opium.
Can I just get through the list first?
I just want to point this one thing out, bro. What are we having a major problem with right now?
You got defense is the issue.
Our worst issue is defensive, and we're bringing back 2 of our probably not best defensive players.
Well, Hawk's improved, but CJ is.
Okay, Hawk is, but
Hawk is improving. So you get 3 points.
CJ have his moments. He'll play good for a quarter or 2. I mean, and then
you can't discount the fact that you're getting shooters. You're getting a CJ, you're getting a Hawkins back. That's some of your shooters that can give you 3-point shooting.
We definitely,
you definitely need some. You need some offensive.
Do we have the type of coach that would lean into offense over
DC? That's a whole.
Good offense can't help your defense.
That's a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother.
All right, go ahead and talk about the other players. We can move.
Okay. All right, so we dealing with like I said, Hawkins and McCollum getting back at the same time. We thinking early prior, this week sometimes. I say before Thanksgiving. After that, DeJounte Murray and Herb Jones around December the 5th, between December the 5th and December the 6th, the first week of December, you get Murray and Herb back. Jose is early June. I mean, January, excuse me. Early January.
He'll be back before Zion.
So next year.
So January the 6th, somewhere along there. That's what we kind of broke down. Right. So we'll see him in Zion back next year.
Jose will be back before Zion.
So you saying what, late December?
Got the same injury, and his happened after Zion.
Okay, so we're gonna put late December for Jose. We're gonna upgrade his thing to late December. All right, late December for him. So there you go. I'm keeping a list of all this shit here sitting on my damn desk right here because I got tired of looking up the figures. So we did our own timeline here to keep a track of all of these players. So late December for Jose Alvarado. So out of all the players we just talked about, Hawkins in McCollum this week. First week of December is Herb and DeJounte. Jose is late December, possibly between Christmas and the end of December. And Zion, in my opinion, and the family members' opinion, our opinion here, we're saying 2025 for him. DC says prior to the All-Star break. I say sometimes in January. So that's what we got. I'll be surprised if we see him in 2024, late December, something around up in there, because of how they deal with Zion Williamson, how they treat his rehab processes. They always seem to extend him his time. If he has an issue, they always tack time, extra healing time, and extra time on top of that. So that's a part of the game. So we'll get some of these guys back, and we'll see if we can climb out of this hole. But that's the point. The point is, regardless of who these people are, they have to compete. And let me put up the schedule because DC.
I don't have a lot of faith in that, Q. When we lost to a Blazers team and a Warriors team without Steph, with everybody except for DeJounte Murray, I just
okay. So let's look at it then, because we talk about.
I don't have a lot of faith in it as long as Willie Green is at the helm, bro. I don't think we're gonna see that historic turnaround this time.
Okay, so let's do this.
Don't know what he's doing.
So obviously, okay,
and they know he don't know what he's doing, so they really not buying into this shit no more.
All right, so
system.
All right, so let's get this done. Let's end the stream like this, because
just go out there and hoop, y'all.
Just have joy. Just
play.
All right, so
I'll be more specific.
Okay, the next 10 games. Let's look at the next 10 games.
I never would have thought in a million years that was the actual game plan.
Hold on. Let's do this.
In Brandon's hands.
The next 10 games we'll focus on. They got Cleveland next. They got Golden State after that on Friday. Monday is Indiana. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go from Cleveland to OKC. That's 10 games between them. All right.
What you think the record would be?
I don't know.
I don't know either. We don't know what team we gonna get.
I say that's 10 games. I say 2 and 8. Q. I think they get 2 out of them 10 games, bro.
I would say I would probably say out of the next 10 games we get at least 3 games.
Okay.
I would say at least.
Now, what would that put our record as?
Your record would be
just think about that whole, bro.
You're 4-11 right now. So I said 3 out of the next 10. That would make us 18-7, 7-18.
Well, you say you think they're gonna win 3. It's gonna be more than 18, no?
Nah, I mean, 7. DC, okay. That's 7 on top of 11 makes 18, bro. 3 makes 7.
Okay.
So 3 wins on top of the 4 makes 7. 7 wins I picked out of 3 out of the 7. I say they'll lose 7 would be 18. So you'll be 7-18 on that thing. So I mean, that's my thought process. And like Lexxah, you don't know which team you're gonna get. No. And then, like we just mentioned, we just talked about the timeline. Within this next 10 games, you're gonna get 4 of the 6 guys back that are hurt. You're gonna get your 2 defensive stoppers back, and they also come with ramp up periods.
I just wish everybody was healthy so we could just pull a band-aid off, man.
It ain't gonna work like that because they're coming back at different times. So you'll have Hawk and McCollum back sometimes this week. The first week of December, you'll get DeJounte Murray and Herb Jones back. Late December, you get Jose. Next year, you get Zion. I'll be surprised to be a pleasant Christmas gift for the family members, or a grift, to be honest with you, because that's what we need to rename this dude, David Grift Ings, because that's all he is just stealing money and just tricking people down here running this bullshit. We've been called that dude out, by the way. But anyway, you get 4 of your top players back within this next 10 games, because 10 games would put you, the final of the 10 games will put you at OKC. Will be home against OKC. That'll be the 10th game. So you have Cleveland on the road, Golden State at home, Indiana on the road, Toronto at home, Memphis, New York, Atlanta on the road, Phoenix, and OKC at home before we go to see San Antonio. San Antonio will be 11th game. The 10th game will be OKC. So you might, depending on who you got and how they handle the ramp-up periods, you'll get 4 of the 6 guys back that are missing within the next 10 games. So that could change some stuff here. You get 2 of your better defenders. You get Herb back.
I don't know for sure about Herb, man. I mean, a rotator cuff to me that's more like, it's kind of like a 2-month thing, more than they saying like 6 weeks.
They said it's the
I think
timeline.
he's gonna be gone for, but I know. But then he still got to ramp up, and he got to see how it feels and all that dumbass shit. You know how it go, Q. The timeline is never the timeline, bro. Like,
it's always different for Zion. You think it'll be the same for the rest of them? They don't give a shit about the rest of them.
I remember when Dice Daniels.
It's already been like that for Hawkins.
Dyson Daniels
supposed to be back.
Right. Dyson Daniels rolled his ankle. You remember that shit?
Yes.
And Dice was supposed to be out for like 3 weeks. He missed a month and a half, bro.
That was last year.
That?
Yeah, I remember
that.
I remember.
So it's like, how can I act like these things have happened, man? I don't believe their time.
They fibbed on you, DC. That's all it was. He was rehabbing properly, and he was actually working. He was practicing. He was practicing, and then he twisted his ankle again, and then he had to go, and they got hurt at practice.
I dealt with a rotator cuff strain, right? And even now, it still bothers me. Like if I lift weights the wrong way, I could re-aggravate that, and I kind of just can't really do certain, I guess, lifts for it. Might take a month before that thing heals, bro. It's that rotator cuff, and he tore it.
But how the hell you did that? How you did that playing a guitar?
I was lifting weights, bro.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But anyway. The thing with her, man, I think he's gonna miss at least two months, and I think he's one of the keys. Because if we get her back, then Willie Green is automatically a defensive genius again. You know, it's like a Band-Aid that covers a lot of our bullshit.
So that's
same thing with Zion.
So that changes, right? Then that changes the timeline with Herb. Then, if that's what you thinking, your timeline pushes him all the way back to January. Then.
I noticed that, Tasha.
You know, so Thomas says if this team's not really winning anything, then shouldn't they lean into a youth movement? Get your future star and future coach. The problem is,
if that happens,
David Griffin is not going to do that because that's not the plan. The plan is for the Pelicans to continue to
build a family.
To continue to build not a family, DC. I've said this many times here. A basketball cult. That's what they're trying to. I've said this constantly. His goal is he talks about human beings.
You know what? This ain't no basketball cult because you don't have no basketball minds.
No, that's exactly what you think. A cult got smart people in it.
Have any basketball? Like nobody knows basketball. Nobody's trying to win. Y'all just trying to, man. Y'all.
A basketball cult is not a bunch of smart people in there. A cult usually is brainwashed by the top dude in the organization. His brain is their brain. So a lot of them people not thinking, they're not usually on mind. That's the purpose.
It's less. It's him above everybody else because he's power struck.
Just the players, because Swin Cash is not falling for that bullshit. She's sitting there watching that.
We know that at this point. I don't have nothing against her, but I'm starting to question everybody up in that office, man.
I'm not questioning the swing because I know she has a track record of success everywhere she went.
She has a track record, but you know the thing is like where's she at?
She in her role. She's not going to step out of her role.
Somebody needs to.
That's Gail.
Somebody needs to.
The highest person in the Pelicans organization is David Griffin. He's the highest person, and he only hires not in this night. He had nothing to do. I don't think it was him that hired Swin. I think that was Gail and them hired him. I hired her. I don't think that he had nothing to do with that.
Oh my God!
Hey.
Hold on, man.
What's up?
Hold on, DC. Let me give a shout out. Thank you for your
You gotta pull up.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
Thank you, Thomas.
You gotta pull
Appreciate
up
it,
the
man.
Jason Kidd press conference, man. Oh, man. This is bad.
What are you talking about, DC? We about to get what
let's
worrying
see.
about Jason Kidd?
No, he
Well,
was
hold on,
responding about the game, right?
I'm gonna send it to you, Q. I found somebody on Twitter that got it, and they asked him a question, and it's just I don't know. Maybe y'all will see it different, but it just it just seems so horrible. It seems so horrible to me.
No, we get back to the David Griffin thing, man.
You got it, man. Check it. I'll send it to you, but y'all go ahead and finish y'all point, man.
But
can you pull up those points? Big Q?
What points, Lex?
From the comments, you had them up because I had a response. Thomas.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. The super chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. The thing is, if this happens, Thomas, hey man, like Griff gotta go. He's gotta go. You talking about resetting? Like, dude, like we reset like 6 years ago. What are you talking about reset? You know, because he has not been proactive. He's been delayed in everything. He's made a lot of bad decisions. He's put the organization in a financial bind from a coaching standpoint, from a player standpoint. He's not getting it done. You're at your third coach. If anything that you're talking about when it comes to resetting, this dude is going to be gone. So that's the thing. Yeah, he's going to be gone. Yeah, there's no question about that.
Nah.
What are you talking about resetting? We reset it the same time OKC did, the same time the T-Wolves did. Look at both of them organizations. They doing just fine. One of them made it to the conference finals last season. The other one was the number one in the West. And this year, they both in the playoff picture. Thunder's in number 2 in the West.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that would be if you fire Willie Green, which is more than likely going to happen later on this year.
Going to have to do it, just like she went over dude's head and fired Dennis Allen. She's going to have to go over Griff's head like he's gone, and then she's going to be looking at you. You know, hey man, something's wrong. Something is wrong.
This is the same thing that happened. This is the Mickey Loomis version of what happened with the Pelicans.
Wait, hold up. Mickey Loomis was over there in the front office helping who?
He set up David Griffin.
There you go.
He turned it over to him because they had Mickey running both. They had Mickey running both organizations, and then he hired David Griffin. He went and hired David Griffin to come here. And the crazy part, let me drop a little game, and a lot of the faithful know the history of their team, that the best general manager the Pelicans have been David Griffin. That's the sad part about it. The only other guy worth mentioning is Dale Demps, and he was a complete and utter moron.
Are we going into the Hornets as well, or are you just saying I'm
saying all of that, DC, because you name me one good guy you have from the Hornets over here.
No, I can't. I just wanted to
clarify. Bowers was garbage.
I just wanted to clarify. I just wanted clarity.
That's all of them. That's Bowers. That's all of them. They were all horrible because the Pelicans, they had an opportunity to get Joe Dumars, who would have turned this organization around, because Joe Dumars would have taken the New Orleans organization. He brought respectability. He brought a championship mindset as a player as well as an executive. He would have brought that respectability to the Pelicans. And he's from Louisiana. He's from, where's Joe from? Shreveport, I want to say. He's from somewhere in Louisiana. I forgot. I think he's from Shreveport, if I'm not mistaken. But But yeah, he would have brought respectability to this organization, and the owner at the time, Tom Benson, he gave him Joe gave him a price, and Tom Benson said no and took because he still had Dale Demps as a general manager. That's how you get the This little history. You got the VP title because Tom Benson created the VP title because he was going to hire Joe Dumars, but once he found out how much Joe Dumars wanted, he told him no, and then he took the VP title and gave it to
they
Dale
ain't trying
Demps.
to pay nobody.
That's a part of the game. That's what we're trying to say.
They being cheap. It's like this team, this organization is not going to get where it needs to be at because you're trying to be cheap. You got to get the right coach. Like that's that winning mentality, winning habits, winning culture. Man, don't talk to me about family. If you winning, family's going to be there. I promise you it is.
Basketball code.
If you are winning,
well, some people might be jealous of you winning, Lex.
Huh?
Some people in the family might be jealous of you winning.
I'm trying to tell you the problems with the Pelicans, Lex, on high is the fact that
mentality.
It's
the excuses, the being cheap, the mismanaging the finances, making not making decisions, decisive decisions in a timely manner. That means if you're not making timely decisions, that means you're stagnant, you're delayed. You're delayed.
I can
everything as far as how the Pelicans move, how Griff moves, talking about we're not in a place where we're gonna be complacent. Man, yeah, we want to see it first. We want to see it, Griff. Dog, you are nothing but complacent. You embrace that crap, just like you did last season with JV, okay? And the season before, You're falling behind. Do you know everybody else is making changes? All these other teams have been aggressive trying to win, trying to make changes, trying to make their roster better. Like, man, we're trying to win now. We see an opportunity. Why is it that you don't see that? Where's that aggression from the Pelicans? You're not even trying to keep up with the trends. Hey, the Lakers, they a special organization. But golly, one thing I can respect about them is the fact that they are constantly, aggressively trying to win.
Yeah, that's part of the culture though, Lex. The culture is.
But the Pelicans haven't been.
No.
Like you're too like, oh, we're family. Y'all got attachment issues.
Well, that's
like,
your leader.
Paid to be here. They getting paid to play basketball. Can you move him, please?
They doing us a favor by being here, Lex.
That's your leader. Your leader, the dude that's running your organization, David Griffin's philosophy is
crazy. These guys are getting paid, every single last one of them. Why are you attached to these guys? And I'm not saying because I know loyalty plays a part, but it's also a business. You have to have a fine line. You have to have a happy medium of both. You got to make it make sense. Because the thing is, I understand loyalty, but right now, you all don't have y'all have loyalty to losing. You have loyalty to having a losing mentality. You have loyalty to the wrong things. And that's the problem.
You're looking at a Pelicans organization that's traditionally, consistently, and persistently underachieved. They always seem to fall short at the right moment. And we've been watching this for a while. We've been hard hitting the Pelicans about the medical staff. We've been hard hitting the Pelicans. That's why I started the broadcast off with the family members, going back into all of the years of the stuff that we called about needing to get a coach on top of this thing. But David Griffin is not going to hire an aggressive style coach to challenge him. This is a control freak. I've already psychoanalyzed. We've already broken down David Griffin. He wasn't happy with Cleveland because he couldn't do what he felt he needed to do. And they were winning. And what he wanted to do up there is what he's doing here, which is form a basketball cult where everybody's underneath him. He does not want an adversarial mind or an aggressive coach in that goddamn building because they'll tell him where to stuff it at when he tries to come there and run that team. He gets a very a milk toast, no disrespect to Bryson, but very milk toast style general managers in which he could fit.
Some very
they trying to
disrespectful
develop
shit that come after no disrespect.
Usually it is, but that's why I'm
Go
letting you
on.
know off top. Right, I'm just letting you know off top that they get very non-aggressive people, very, very non-aggressive people, and very non-confrontational people to be under him as his general manager. Look at the two people he picked. You got one dude I had to literally for years make fun of and mime jokes before they started letting him talk in press conferences because the media kept misinterpreting him for being David Griffin for being a general manager and literally calling them that in the press when we actually had a general manager.
Yeah.
Then he started speaking.
Keep, even with the new person, keep. They're still doing it.
Still doing it. And then he gets Bryson, and Bryson's another dude that's even more quieter than the previous guy that we
all
had,
he want to do is piggyback off of Griff.
which is
That's
perfect.
all I heard him say on media day. And I'm just going to piggyback off of Griff. And he was looking at him, for his approval. I'm like, oh my Lord.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He's not going to pick.
You don't have your own mind, Bryson.
You're not going to pick nobody.
Mind.
And that's what that brings me from your general man. See, I'm billing steps here. We go from
whose job on the line, Lex.
We go from David Griffin to his handpicked people to his general managers who are both quiet men, non-aggressive, non-confrontational, and then you get to his head coach, Willie Green, who fits the same personality as his general manager, non-aggressive, doesn't use aggressive and violent verbiage, uses the force, says pace, talks about playing with joy, doesn't get animated or really upset.
Same jump.
Get upset.
And same results.
Willie's a nice dude, very likable person, but Willie Green.
No, he's not likable.
I'm
Who
talking
here
about.
likes him?
I'm
as a person.
As a person,
Lex. Basketball.
That's how he.
Basketball. I don't.
I don't like nothing. I don't like nothing that dude says.
But Lex, this is what we're saying. Why they hired him?
Like this is
they didn't hire Willie Green because of his strategy. That's not why they hired him. Remember DC when we did these shows. Remember how they hired Elvin Gentry? When they hired Elvin Gentry, the reason why they hired Elvin Gentry is prior to Griffin. When Demps hired him, is because Demps fired Monty Williams. We figured he'd get another guy, like a top-notch guy, and this idiot hires an older coach who doesn't know anything about defense that'll score 150 points and you'll lose 150 to 155. But he hired Elvin Gentry because he was taken back by Elvin Gentry's charts. He set up a bunch of charts in his office and was describing to Dale Demps what he can do with his team, and that which is what won him the Pelicans job to Dale Demps. He showed him a bunch of charts on what he was going to do. And then he proceeded to do, this is the Pelicans. You don't have any leadership at the top. You got a basketball call.
Attitude reflects leadership.
Exactly. And then you got,
I always say that because
that's why you see that. And it plays out throughout your team because the leadership of if you got a soft style coach, a soft style general manager, that weakness flows throughout your team. That's why teams get rough with them. You just have to rough them up like Draymond Green says, and you get them all out of character. That's the softness of your team. They do not exude any violence or any aggression at all.
Everybody got a plan until they get hit, Q.
Yeah, Mike Tyson said
boxing.
that.
Yep.
Mike Tyson said that in his heyday. But listen, DC sent me this. Let me play this right here by Jason Kidd in his presser. Y'all listen to this, and then we'll react to this, and then we gotta go because man, we gotta be back here tomorrow. So we don't want to do nothing too long. Hell, it's almost 2 hours. But let's listen to this, then we'll react. Here we go. Put one in the chat if y'all can hear.
I can't hear.
It's the loudest I can get it, Lex.
Dang. Okay. Hold on.
Just read the quote, man. They got a quote up there on it. I didn't think the audio would be that bad.
It's a weird thing because typically you're up 40.
Jason Kidd's basically saying.
And Jason Kidd was looking past us during the
Jason
game.
Kidd says on the point differential aspect of the NBA Cup amid the blowout over the Pelicans, quote, "I'm trying to figure out what the right thing to do at this point. We're not trying to embarrass anybody. It was talked about a lot. That's not what the game is all about. Our tournament is all about. It's playing the game the right way."
You know what I hear, Q?
Yeah.
You know what I hear? Jason Kidd whooped our ass so bad. He's sorry. The man wanted to take his foot off the pedal earlier in the game because he knew Willie couldn't come back, but they needed to rack up as many points as possible because they planned for the playing tournament for the point differential. So I'm like, God damn. This tells me at halftime, Jason Kidd already had it on his mind that the game was won.
It was
And
over.
he was trying to figure out how many points should they score to put them in the best position.
Did
for
you
the
hear
next
Antonio
game, bro.
Daniels?
Like he's looking clean past us at halftime. It was
I mean,
yeah.
it ain't like it ain't true talk. Go ahead, Lex.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But
It's crazy to hear, bro. Like just how bad it is.
The person that you're playing against is a checkers guy. If you're used to playing chess and you're going up against a guy who's into checkers, hey man, it's gonna be lopsided. I don't blame him. Like that's a disrespect.
And but it's disrespectful, but he's doing his best to actually.
But that's not his job.
Disrespectful.
No, but his job is to win. That's good that he wants to win, but it's sad that your opponent is doing such a horrible job. Because let me tell you something, they did not look prepared for this game. They didn't look like there was any type of game plan. They really don't. Every time, like, we just had a hard time, don't we have
getting
our game? Like, what game plan? Y'all didn't even do nothing. Y'all didn't do nothing in practice. Yes, exactly. You know what I'm saying? This dude, look, the goal is to win, but it's sad because for him to even think like that is just mind-boggling. Like, that's how bad of a coach and poor preparation that you have for your team. I don't care about the injuries. I don't care about any
his mind that they
situation.
can lose that game.
You cannot lose by 40 points. You're telling me that, that's okay to lose by that many points? That's like, I mean, like, y'all didn't want to show up today, did y'all? Y'all just, you know what I'm saying? Your bodies came, but nothing else came. At no point in time should that be acceptable. 40 points, 40 plus points, 44 points, shoes. Bringing back memories with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't forgotten about that. I will not forget about that. But this stuff right here is embarrassing, man. At some point in time, when do y'all start playing with a chip on your shoulder? When do you start tightening up and polishing up and really getting down to business? Like, hey, changes have to be made. They got to be made. And let me tell you something. For anybody who's like, oh, Lex, it's a small market, because we know Griff likes to say that as well. Guess what? I've seen some small market teams and they have big market mentalities. And I'm talking about like right now. Do we need to name them? It's like,
we know.
Yeah. Like, I'm not buying that small market junk. Man, bump that. Dog, there are small market teams that are making big market moves, that are thinking big. Where you at? Stacey, he ain't proud of us. He got Willie going home and sleeping well at night. He don't care, man. And you can tell. Like the fan, like everybody up in this chat, we all up in
Now
here.
see, I gotta stop you there, Lex.
What? On what?
I think Willie do care.
No,
but
he does not.
Wait. But it's what he cares about. That's
His money,
I guess
in
a
his
confliction.
pocket.
No, he cares about these guys being good young men and
Man,
and having an awesome life with their family and growing into mature
and stealing money,
adults and going
stealing money.
into
Hey man,
adulthood and
man, bring
being
Stacey in here so
mindful
he
of
can go
all
on
of
his
your
rant.
blessings and your well-beings and
Bring
you know
Stacey up in
being
here so he can go on
grateful,
his rant, talking about how
you know,
how we need to
handling
boycott,
things with grace. You know, this is what Willie cares about.
riot in the streets.
He cares.
What's the popular street up in New
I'm
Orleans?
just saying he do care, Lex.
What's
He
the
just
popular
don't give a
street?
shit about winning.
Do y'all have a Broadway? You know what I'm saying?
Bourbon Street. Come on now, you know what time
No,
it is. How you
I
forgot
don't
that?
live in New Orleans.
Canal Street.
Riot.
We're talking
Canal
about
Street.
Protest.
Canal Street. Probably to be the most famous street is Bourbon, but they got several
Okay.
old school streets down there. But Canal Street probably would fit better for what you just got describing.
Riot, protest, boycott.
Now they gotta do that. They gotta do that on Poetry's Q.
Yeah, that's right by the stadium. But you ain't
Yeah,
got
you gotta
to
do that
Canal
right by
Street
the
is only
stadium,
what? Canal Street ain't that far, DC. That's like what, 4 blocks?
I mean, you could
If
start
that.
it over. You could start it over there.
Start
and
by
eventually,
Poetry's.
you need to walk your ass over there to the Smoothie King. It's right there.
All right, so we're gonna get ready to get out on that, man. We're gonna be popping back up here tomorrow. Shout out to D Nola 60,
Are
man.
we gonna be proud tomorrow?
Thank you.
Thank you. Get fucked too kind.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you for the super sticker, man. Much love, man. D Nola. Appreciate our super super chatters tonight, man. Hopefully we would come back to you without
Y'all coming back with the force tomorrow?
Yeah, we're gonna be back with the force, DC. We're gonna be back with the force tomorrow. It ain't no joy tonight. Can't be no joy if you losing 40 by 41 points. Ain't no joy in that.
There was
Back
joy.
the shit out of it if you say that.
It was joy and pain.
Like sunshine and rain.
There you go. But it was
Say
joy.
it again.
It was joy and pain.
Joy and pain. Like sunshine.
Uh-oh. Okay, Big Q.
There you go, bro.
DC, get your guitar.
DC. What you got?
Get your guitar, DT. I'm about to do some singing. Get your
Come on,
guitar.
DC, do your thing. Come on.
Oh, I ain't got nothing. Q got it tonight. It's time for Q to spotlight, man.
DC's so full of it, man. He always throwing it away.
Get your Barry White on, bro. Go ahead.
I'm good, brother. I don't feel like singing tonight, brother. It's sad.
Okay, if you want to sing.
I lost by 41 points tonight.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. Come on, man.
Wait, what happened?
We lost by 41 tonight.
Well, every loss,
Lex, you are a coach.
Is a win. if you want to get rid of Willie Green, bro.
Lex, you are a coach. You know if your team lost by 41 points, how you would feel.
Hey, let me tell you something. Never. Oh no. The way that my personality works, okay. The way that my energy works.
You wouldn't be as cool on the sideline as Willie.
Goals work.
Lex gonna get ejected.
Nah,
get too bad.
No.
She'll pull those people out of there.
I'm gonna coach my team. I don't care if I'm up by a whole lot or it's a close game. We play until the fat lady sings. Okay, that's what I do. Yeah, but it's gonna be a fight, and all my games have been close. They've either been close. We won close games and we've won blowout games. So, right.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it, man. Listen, families, we appreciate y'all for being on the stream tonight, man. Appreciate you guys as always, man. Please do us a service and hit the like button. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button. Please feel free to hit the share button as well. Much love to y'all. We appreciate y'all being in the stream. As always, big ups to the fam. Thank y'all very much.
Bring this piano tomorrow? What's going on?
DC, bring your goddamn guitar, all right? All right. So anyway, with that being said, we're gonna get out on
Did
that.
you tell them
Listen,
to hit the like button?
you go ahead, Lex.
Hey, you got that, Lex.
Oh. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Big Q and DC. We in the building right now. Now I need everybody in the chat. Everybody who we don't see, who hasn't written nothing down. I need you to hit that like button. Just
DC.
with a kiss. Just kiss it off the glass. Kiss it off the glass and just just like that. And just click that like button and do it from the depth of the diaphragm. Do it with every bone in the fabric of your being.
DC, you did a good job.
Do it right here. All right.
DC, you did a wonderful job teaching Lex your accent. Respect.
You already know what's going down on tomorrow. It's a big deal. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be so happy about it, Lex. Damn. All right, y'all. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow, man. Much love. Y'all get y'all some rest. We'll be here tomorrow. Much love. Go Pels. Peace.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network. For all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, bunch of train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.